Welcome to Form Week. Let's start with a few examples of geometric forms. We have a cone, that's for putting ice cream in. Then we have the cylinder, that's what makes your car go, with some other pieces. And here we have to make money to pay for these things. So here's a Clover's milk carton. It's a rectangular prism with a triangular prism on top. But that's only one category of form. We also have the organic. We have the mighty zucchini, dried artichoke, and a rock. Those are all organic form. The tools you need are very few. An eraser, number 2 pencil. I like to have 2 ready so I don't have to stop. A pencil sharpener is handy too. Straight edge just made out of cut cardboard and a couple of colored pencils. They're all green there, so I'm only using one color but a range of that. The template, you don't have to copy this format exactly, but you need all the components. There are 5 criteria. The title, the letters at the top that spell the word form. You have the tile design area in the middle. You have the form types, your vocabulary of form types of forms used in your drawing, a definition of the word form from your handout, and then a pop culture quote that uses the word form somewhere in it. Okay, let's lay out the title. At the top, I'm going to use the 4 letters. The first 3, F-O-R, are approximately the same size. They take up the same amount of space. The M at the end is a little beefier, so it's going to be a little bit bigger than the other 3 letters. Okay, starting with the first letter, it's an F, just a straightforward block, uppercase, 2-dimensional F. Nothing fancy, just lay it out, make it nice and clean, straight lines, nice 90-degree corners. So with my straight edge, I'm drawing a series of short parallel lines off the ends of the letter F, and then I'm connecting these parallel lines with a line that is actually parallel to the original letter F line that I drew earlier. This will allow the viewer to see 2 new faces to the letter F. I'll be looking at it, looking up at the word form, and also just off center to the right, or right of center, and I'll be able to see a new right face and the bottom face of the letter. Okay, I've finished the small faces. Now we're going to draw the long faces, the long vertical and the 2 horizontals. So I'm going to line up with the bottom corner there and draw a parallel line to the original vertical for the F. And there. And then I'm going to do the same thing on the horizontal arms here. From the bottom corner of the new shape on the right, I'm going to draw that line over so it connects with the line I just finished drawing to create that new bottom face of the arm, and repeat that for the shorter horizontal, and there it is. Clean it up a little bit, get rid of the boogers, and we're ready to move on. Okay, I'm going to further enhance this 3-dimensional effect by adding a single hatch in the direction of the new faces at same angle as the new faces. And you can already see that the F is starting to pop off the surface even more. And that's the effect you're looking for. You want it to jump off the page. So next, I'm going to make the 3 letters O, R, and M, but they go much the same way as the F. So we're going to fire it up, and I'll see you on the other side. Let's start looking at the tile design for this 3rd element known as form. I'm going to start by drawing a shape, the circle, and I'm going to apply some shading to this circle and imagine a light source to transform it into a form. And to do this, notice I'm holding my pencil not in a tripod grip or a writing grip, but more of a kind of overhand grip. As you can see how it lays across my fingers, put my thumb on it, or thumb and forefinger, and I'm holding the pencil maybe 1.5 or 2 down away from the tip, so I can get as much of the graphite or the lead of the pencil in contact with the paper, so I can lay down the graphite and start building up values. Now I use hatching just to do a little simple value work on the letters, but here we're doing a blending technique of building up the graphite on the paper. Drawing paper, just like in your sketchbooks and what I'm working with here, has a tooth to it. It's kind of a bit of a texture when you drag your finger across it. If you notice that compared to, say, computer printer paper, which is very smooth, it's not designed for drawing where the drawing paper is. It has a tooth because that acts as kind of a magnet for the material you put onto it, and it makes it a little harder to erase and get rid of, but we can push it around. We can build up our values slowly without burnishing the paper, which will make it real shiny, and rather than having a nice dark value, end up with a hot spot because light reflects off. So in the tile design demo, I demonstrate shading techniques like I'm doing here to build up values, kind of a blending of graphite, filling in the nooks and crannies to build up darker values. Now, what will happen oftentimes with beginning students who are learning how to draw is they'll get anxious or impatient about building up those dark values, and it's like, hey, this has taken like more than 2 or 3 minutes. That's been more than 5 minutes. I need to get this over with, and then they'll just bear into the paper like I'm doing right now. Yeah, at first that looks really nice. That's a nice dark value, but I'm also pressing the paper down. It no longer has a tooth. And when you shine a little bit of light, like if you have this in a gallery, this is gonna shine right back. It's gonna be a reflective surface. And it doesn't tend to look good if you're trying to create a real sense of shaded dimension, adding that third dimension. You might be able to see a little reflection there already. I can. And when you build it up slowly, you get much better results. I've achieved a sphere-like shape. It's starting to feel three-dimensional. It's starting to project off the sheet. Now let's move on to the next step. Next step is to transform this simple rectangle into a frame, a box, like a cube, rectangular prism that's going to hold my sphere, and I'm going to use the same technique that I used to create the title letters. So I'm going to speed it up here because of that and talk about the next step on the other side. I'm going to take a few more minutes to finish this drawing and add a few more surprises. But before I let you go, I want to show you one more form drawing technique. It's cross contour technique, and you'll be able to see the finished drawing here at the end of the movie, and it'll also be posted on Google Classroom. One more drawing technique for drawing forms I wanted to talk to you about and show you is called a cross contour drawing. Think of it like draping a small net over the object that you're drawing from observation. You can also think of how it is dragging my pencil across the surface of the artichoke to create that cross contour. And here I'm going to demonstrate by drawing an apple how that might work. First I'll cut across the apple with horizontal cross contours, and it's a circular shaped form, so my cross contour should follow the surface of the form. And I'm imagining the surface of the apple. I've had a lot of experience with apples, um, so I have an idea of what it could feel like and what the contours could be like. And I also want to come across the other direction to give me a better sense of that form and where the ridges are and how round it is, just to add to the effect of the three-dimensional form. As I finish this up, I just want to thank you for watching. I hope this was helpful and you learned something today. If you want to see a finished version of my sketchbook page drawing or Project 4 form, you'll find it on Google Classroom in the project folder for this assignment. Have a good day.